We have the Western Conference, 12 minutes to get to this. Doug, I will let you run down who you have in the Western Conference, and Nick and I will jump in with
some disagreements.
Well, no, there's a lot of unanimous decisions between the three of us, too.
Okay.
Go. Anaheim, Edmonton, Calgary, Dallas, Nashville, Chicago, St. Louis. I'm nervous on St. Louis, and Minnesota.
All right, so that's 5 teams from the Central, 3 from the Pacific.
Should I have Winnipeg in, is my question.
Just a minute.
I'm 7 of 8.
Which the one team that you don't have?
I've got Winnipeg in.
St. Louis out.
I have St. Louis
my
out.
question.
Okay. I also have St. Louis out, and I have Minnesota out.
Really?
I have San Jose out, too.
Yes, I do, too. As you could heard, I didn't mention their name.
And I have Los Angeles in.
I don't have Los Angeles in.
And San Jose is left off all 3 lists.
Okay.
So in the West, in the Central,
Brent Burns might have something to do with
he might
showing us up.
Yes, he might disagree with us.
Weird year. Jumbo Joe's coming off the knee issue.
No Patrick Marleau.
So Dallas comes back into the mix.
People love what they did.
And I do too. I have them winning the Central. And then you throw in...
I do too.
Then you throw in Nashville, Chicago. But then I have Winnipeg in.
Yeah, that one's tricky, and I'm not sold
Steve
on
Mason.
I'm not sold on him, but I think he'll give them a different look.
He gives them much better goaltending than they had last year.
Okay.
Not even close.
How would you describe Steve Mason's year last year?
He's exceptional.
Hot and cold.
Okay.
He's
How's
exceptional,
okay.
And then he's average.
Okay.
Extremely hot or extremely cold.
And
Do you think he can be better than last year?
I think he can be.
Okay. Because his numbers last year, say percentage 5-on-5, which is where he played majority of the game. His numbers last year were better than anybody else Winnipeg trotted out there.
I know. I think he improves their
if he's a
group.
bit better from what you guys say he was last year, then they're in really good shape.
He needs the consistency. So interesting. I talked to a pro scout in the West this morning, and I was shocked to hear this. He had Winnipeg in and Calgary out. Not sold on Smith in goal. And he said, other than Goudreau, their forward group is slow.
Yeah,
I've got Calgary in, and I love their blue line.
It's hard to sit.
I don't have them out, but I'm telling you, I was shocked to hear that.
You can't look at that Calgary blue line and say that they're going to be out.
Gio's a year older. I like them.
Gio,
I
you're
like them.
You're retiring.
No, I love
Giordano.
them. I've got them in. I'm just
he's
saying what a pro
older.
scout.
We're all a year older.
I'm just saying a pro scout was telling me that. He thinks they're slow up front, and I like them.
Is he still employed, this scout?
Yes.
Not
by Calgary.
Is it like you?
Not by Calgary.
Out of the game.
Gio lost his fitness title this year.
I wouldn't count Gio. I love their blue line. I really do.
Here's the thing.
Are you sold on Smith?
Okay. I will preface that with a question about the goaltending. Last year's goaltending, Brian Elliott and Johnson. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was good. It was bad. It was all over the place.
It was ugly.
Yeah.
All over the place.
It was a Clint Eastwood movie.
And
the good, the bad, and the ugly.
But they still made the playoffs.
Right.
So
Smith should improve that.
I don't think Smith is even if you doubt Smith, I don't think he's any worse than that.
I agree.
He's at the same.
That's
so
why
I
have them in. And
I think he can be a whole lot better too.
Do you like their forward group?
Yeah.
I think Tkachuk takes a step. I think Tkachuk takes a step, I should say, not Tkachuk. Tkachuk takes a step. I think Bennett's better. Goudreau Monahan will be good. I've got them in. But
I'm going to go a step further.
To hear that this morning.
I think Calgary wins in Anaheim this year. I think they've just got enough greasiness and grittiness.
Oh, gosh.
That it's going to be fun.
I hope they win in Anaheim this year.
Okay.
This has to be. This has to be the year.
So they haven't won there since the California Golden Seals.
Okay, I get it.
You guys have St. Louis
out.
I've got St. Louis in, but I'm nervous about I'm saying St. Louis or Winnipeg are getting in. I don't have L.A., but I got St. Louis
banged
or Winnipeg.
up. Fabry's
out.
Devastating.
Robbie
them.
Fabry's out for the year. They've made that
Devastating.
announcement.
But that
Jay Bomeister's not going to be as bad of an injury as we think. Steen banged up, so
Berglund.
yeah. So I mean that's
a challenge.
well, you know,
they could.
Jake
Minnesota, you got Minnesota out.
yeah.
And that's a pressure situation there because you listen to their owner, Craig Leopold, it's Stanley Cup or bust. And after what they did in the playoffs last year,
When I
scary.
made my predictions, I didn't realize I'd left them out until I made my list.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That always happens. That always happens because you're like, oh, I forgot about them.
Like I'm putting all my teams in, and then I go, I left Minnesota out, but I don't know who I take out to put Minnesota in.
So who have we got? We got Dallas in. So who's missing from last year's on my list? Anaheim, Edmonton, Calgary.
San Jose.
San Jose's missing.
Yeah, San Jose.
San Jose's the one swing I've got is Dallas in and San Jose out.
I think LA is good for a bounce back year.
It could be.